Hello, and welcome to today's movie review. Today we're going to talk about the 21st installment of Marvel's Cinematic Universe, Captain Marvel. Before we get started, I actually want to say one thing, and that is that I was really touched by the tribute that they paid to Stan Lee in this film before it even started. I'm not going to tell you what it was. As soon as you see it, you're going to know what it is, and it made my heart happy. And the same with his cameo later on in the film. It just made me smile and it made my heart happy. With that being said, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the movie. It's set in 1995 and based on Roy Thompson's 1971 comic arc, The Kree Skrull War. And for those of you who might not know, this was basically a comic story about two alien races at war. And that's what we get. We have two alien races at war here, and we have Carol Danvers with amnesia, not knowing what's going on. That brings me to the performance of Brie Larson. I thought she put in a stellar performance, kind of wooden at times, but I thought that was played based on the character having amnesia, not knowing where she was from. And once things start coming back to her, she seemed to open up a little bit more. She has these moments of strength and seriousness, but mixed with the humor that the MCU is known for. Speaking of humor, a lot of it comes from Samuel L. Jackson and his fifth turn as Nick Fury. I thought he did well, and I was looking for it and knew, but could not see the de-aging technology here. It looked like he stepped out of 1995. I thought that was pure brilliant. It's not saying that the CGI is perfect throughout the film. There were a couple of instances where I thought it was a little muddy, but that is more of a nitpick than anything. It was a beautiful film. I'm not going to tell you how or why, but I'm going to tell you to keep a lookout on that tabby cat. Goose steals the show, and for anyone who knows anything about the Captain Marvel comics, you're going to know why. As soon as you see it, you're going to know, it's going to click, and you're just going to wait and wait. And then when it happens, you're going to love it. I have been a fan of Captain Marvel in the comics for a couple years. The first time that I actually read Alias by Brian Michael Bendis was where I really fell for the character of Carol Danvers. And then after reading Kelly Sue DeConnick's run, she's one of my favorite Marvel characters. And to see what they did with her here on the big screen, it made my heart happy. And I can't express the joy that I got seeing this character realized, and to see that Marvel has this first female-led superhero where little girls can look up to her and say, I want to be like that. To me, that's what comic books are all about. You see yourself in the pages and you get that feeling that you're being represented. And this film absolutely does that. Some might say it's better than DC's Wonder Woman. Some will say that it's not. All I'm going to tell you is that I enjoyed both, and you should make up your own mind on which you like more. While I'm thinking about it, and while it's fresh in my mind, I would be remiss if I also didn't mention Ben Mendelsohn's Talos or Jude Law's character. They really are the two counterpoints to this war, and you really don't understand until probably the end of the second act, beginning of the third, on what exactly is going on. And the CGI used for the Skrull transformations, the shape shifting, is kind of cool but weird at the same time. And it's very, there's one scene where Ben Mendelsohn's character takes the form of a woman, and it's very odd, very odd to hear that man's voice come out of a woman. It was just weird. It made me laugh. I like the idea of it being set in 1995. It brought back my childhood with the Blockbuster and the Radio Shack and the payphone. Oh, to see a payphone in a movie being used, I don't think I've seen anything like that since The Matrix in 1999. And there's one scene with a old school like big brick cell phone, and it made me laugh to see 1995 as a period piece, as this 20 almost 25 years ago now. Wow, almost 25 years ago, and it took me right back to my childhood. I enjoyed this film. Um, there was a little bit of blood, but that's really part of the course for an action adventure comic book movie. There is no swearing. There is aliens and alien comic book violence. Would I still would recommend it for the younger audiences. I honestly think that this is a film that everyone should see. Everyone should form their own opinion on outside of what everyone else thinks. When you see these comments online about some of the things that the actresses have said and the way that they've been blown out of proportion, I seriously do think this film should be watched outside of that and inside of a bubble, not caring about what anyone says, and just take the film for what it is, not what you hope it to be. Now, I can see I came very close to this. I had very high expectations going in, and I knew that. So it was very difficult for me to go through and try to temper that. Though I feel I was able to, I enjoyed myself, and there is nothing more that I would want out of a trip to the cinema. I enjoyed it, and I hope that you do as well. Have you seen Captain Marvel? Go ahead and let me know what you thought of the film in the comments below. But let's go ahead and stay away from the spoilers. If you want to talk spoilers with me, go ahead and hit me up on Facebook or Twitter. The links will be in the description below. And if you want to just talk movies, all kinds of movies, go ahead and follow me at that social media. Hit like and subscribe. And let's share this video and have a fun conversation about what Captain Marvel was for you. And until next time, have a great night.